next station is Banksy.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Euston Square.
Now, something rather splendid has happened today because Theo Usherwood, our political editor, is professionally forbidden to have opinions, as you may have noticed. He has to walk tightropes. You can imagine what it was like for him until relatively recently on this radio station to have to deal with me and then with other presenters as well. And astonishing feats of contortion to avoid ever expressing any opinion at all, either on air or technically on social media. But you've been filling your boots today, boy.
I did. I just thought when I saw this, it was just desperately sad that you couldn't have a piece of artwork that was... And TfL at this point, of course, had recognised that it had breached its graffiti policy.
Yeah.
Because, of course, tube trains are like Meccano sets. You can take the panels off. So one option, listening to you, James, is you could actually take all the panels from the doors off, from the front end of the train off, and place them in a museum like the London Transport Museum, and people could come and see them and then just replace them.
Modern. So what do you think happened? Now that we know that, because it was clearly done by accident, wasn't it? They didn't know it was a Banksy when they did it.
That is a question, because, of course, Transport for London are saying they now did it by accident because there was a backlash about it. But their initial response was that it breached their graffiti policy. But, of course, last year, in October last year...
Why are you being so mean to Transport for London?
No, I'm not being mean, because the point is that the initial response was that they took a considered decision.
Oh, was it? Oh, I missed that.
And that they took they looked at it.
So they knew it was a Banksy.
And said, well, this...
Are you sure? Are you sure, Theo?
Well, that was their
Hashtag
initial...
fake news?
That was the inference from what they said in their statement.
You've been taking inferences.
Well, if you
honestly,
look at their
you
statement,
give him an inch, he takes a mile. You've lived
you
your
look
first
at their
ever
statement, if you
public
look at their,
opinion, and you're already doing inferences.
If you look at their statement, James
yes,
O'Brien,
I am looking at their
look
statement.
At their statement.
I've got it in front of me, Theo Usherwood.
This is the second source quote that's in the Evening
Don't
Standard.
point at me like that, pal. It's my studio.
We need to get onto PMQs in a second. And what's going to
7:56. We appreciate the sentiment of encouraging people to wear face coverings, which the vast majority of customers on our transport network are doing. In this particular case, the work was removed some days ago due to our strict anti-graffiti policy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
they didn't know it was a Banksy.
Well,
some poor geezer gets on a tube.
But why did you remove a Banksy? Oh, it breached our non. It didn't. Yeah. They didn't say that it didn't. They didn't know it was a Banksy. They said you ring them up. You say, why did you remove this Banksy that's potentially worth millions of pounds? And they say, oh, well, it breached our graffiti policy.
Yeah, but we didn't know it was a Banksy.
But they didn't say that, though, did they?
That was implied.
No, it didn't say that.
It was in brackets.
It did not say that.
Why would it say
because
that?
you would say that if you'd made a mistake. But they didn't think they'd made a mistake in removing a piece of artwork that was potentially worth hundreds of thousands, if not millions of pounds.
They didn't know it was a Banksy.
Well, now they're blaming it on the cleaner.
They're not blaming it on anyone.
They are blaming it on the cleaner because they're saying
they're saying we did the right thing. It was removed
days ago by a
our
cleaner.
strict anti-graffiti policy. They're not
but they
apologising.
Didn't say, they didn't
Theo, mate, this is bad, man.